It's a lot easier to save when you are not funding your entire existence yourself. It's a constant learning process for me. The second you kind of think you have a handle on it, something else completely changes. But part of being in the industry that I'm in, I've had to let a lot of that control go, which is a little scary.
So you moved from Winnipeg. Was there anything that is, a reoccurring bill or expense that's kind of shocked you of how expensive that is?
Rent is just the craziest thing. To moving here, it was like a big shock. And thinking about, oh, I'm gonna have to pay rent when I move to Toronto, to I'm paying rent in Toronto. It's very different.
Yeah, when you see those numbers coming out of the bank check.
I don't even look at my account at the first of the month. I'm just like, I already know you're gonna take it. Just do it. Just do it. I've always been a big saver, but it definitely was a bit of a learning curve for me, trying to figure out a lot easier to save when you are not funding your entire existence yourself. And so when I moved to Toronto, this was the first time that I was completely financially independent. Definitely a lot harder to save because I wasn't paying rent when I was living with my parents, wasn't paying for groceries as well. And sometimes even just being a content creator, it's not as easy to kind of save up the way that it used to be when I was working more of a traditional 9-to-5, because payment isn't always consistent, which is probably the trickiest thing that I found since I kind of started doing this professionally. It's changed the way that I view saving a little bit, because I almost need to have a lot more kind of saved up for a rainy day kind of thing. And so
have you ever used a buy now, pay later plan?
I definitely understand the appeal of it. I'd much rather kind of just get it paid in that moment where I can, just so that it's not something that I have to be worrying about in the future.
Totally. It comes back to your idea of it's I feel like the more you do that stuff, it more gets away from that stable of knowing everything can be paid off and kind of know where you're at. And how often do you check your credit cards, banks?
Oh, that's every day. that is a daily occurrence. Yeah.
Does that come from a place of curiosity, anxiousness?
I think it's a mix of all of those.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing content creation and making money in a non-conventional job. It was a very strange kind of journey to navigate.
That makes sense why you'd want to be in the know with what your current situation is.
Yeah.
I bet you it helps you carve out a plan of what does saving and budgeting look like right now in
Exactly. I think I always just constantly feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. It gives me a sense of control. Maybe it's a false sense of control.
I feel like there's a lot of people out there that feel that same. I have no idea really what I'm doing, especially when it comes to finances and what they want to do and where they want to go and how they're budgeting and saving. We're all just a little bit lost. There's something that you're I wish we could just speak about without that judgment or pressure. Things about investing. Would it be about wages? Would it be about saving up for a future, retirement?
For me personally, I think it would definitely be about investment. I think anytime someone mentions the word, I feel like my eyes just glaze over sometimes. It's an imposter syndrome sort of thing as well. Yeah, I think I know a thing or two about finances, and then you hear somebody else talking about it and you're like, what word was that? What did you just, and then it's oh, I didn't know about that.
Or someone says something and you're like, am I supposed to know what that means? Yeah. And should I ask you, or are you just gonna think I'm being silly?
Sometimes you almost don't want to ask in that moment, but I recognize that by not having the conversation, you're not necessarily helping yourself. You might be robbing yourself of that ability to kind of be educated more. So if I had a message for people between the ages of 18 and 24 who are kind of navigating financial well-being, social media isn't real. Everyone is at a very different stage. There's really no value in comparing yourself to people that you see online, because it can definitely be tricky when you start seeing all of these people that are your age that have all these sports cars and nice houses and are paying off their parents' mortgage and doing all of these things. And a lot of that is true, a lot of it is not. As far as financial well-being, it's going to look very different for different people depending on where they're at in their life, in their career.
Thank you so much for being here and speaking about financial well-being and sharing your story and thoughts. I really appreciate how candid you've been.